afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Norfolk NATO Festival flag raising ceremony. Throughout today's event, you will be given cues to stand and be seated at the appropriate times. At this time, we ask that all electronic devices be placed in silent mode for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, under the direction of Lieutenant Gregory Fritz and Drum Major Musician Petty Officer Patrick Kocher, the United States Fleet Forces Band will march with the Headquarters Supreme Allied Command Transformation Color Detail. Staff, attention! Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. At this time, we're honored to welcome our special guests. Mrs. Anna Hires, Headquarters, Supreme Allied Command Transformation, Outstanding NATO Civilian of the Year. Master at Arms, First Class, Ariane Logan, Headquarters, Supreme Allied Command Transformation, Outstanding Junior Member of the Year. Mr. Simon Scott, Chairman of the Norfolk NATO Festival. The Honorable Kenneth Alexander, Mayor of the City of Norfolk, accompanied by General Lori Robinson, United States Air Force retired. Supreme Allied Commander Transformation, General Andre Lanata, French Air Force, accompanied by Norfolk NATO Festival Ambassador, Chief Petty Officer Writer Bernard Down. Staff, hooray, huss! Guests, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, you've just seen the United States Navy perform a flyover with two MH-60 helicopters from the Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 2-6, commanded by Commander Kelly Harrison, and one MH-53 from the Helicopter Mine Countermeasure Squadron 1-4, commanded by Commander John Arbuckle. This afternoon, General Andre Lanata and his staff from Headquarters, Supreme Allied Command Transformation, celebrate the 66th Norfolk NATO Festival. We will now recognize the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and each one of the 29 member nations that form the alliance. reminder, during the playing of musical honors and the national anthem, military members should stand at attention and/or render salute on the first note. It is encouraged that civilians place their right hand over their heart during the national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the United States of America. Ladies and gentlemen, the NATO hymn. Ladies and gentlemen, our presiding officer, Supreme Allied Commander Transformation, General Andre Lanata.
Mr. Kenneth Cooper Alexander, Mayor of the City of Norfolk, dear Kenneth. Congresswoman Hélène Luria, dear Elaine. Congressman Robert Scott. Mr. Simon Scott, Chairman of Norfolk NATO Festival. Admiral Brady, dear Christopher. General Laurie Robinson, Admirals, Generals, Chief of Police Larry Boone, outstanding NATO members of the year, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends. Mayor Alexander, I thank you again for your exceptional support to us from 29 nations, from Europe and North America, who serve in uniform, and to our families. Thank you also for your cooperation in organizing activities which make ties between the City of Norfolk and NATO Allied Command Transformation so strong over many years. I also want to thank the Norfolk NATO Festival Committee, civic leaders, and national relation representatives in ACT for their hard work in the preparation of this year's Norfolk NATO Festival. This April, Norfolk NATO Festival takes place in a year in which we mark the Alliance's 17th anniversary. These successful 70 years are proof of NATO's relevance and its commitment to protect our freedom and peace. Today, we face unprecedented challenges. Challenges no one nation can face alone. In such an increasingly unpredictable and volatile world, having friends and allies is essential. NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said in his address to the United States Congress in Washington, D.C. 3 weeks ago that in this challenging world, it is good to have friends. It is good for Europe, and it is good for America. This is why we realize every day that the need to maintain and further develop our alliance only increases. We need to prevent any conflict, and we need to preserve the peace. This colorful display of NATO member nation flags and uniforms in this military presentation representing all 29 NATO member nations is a symbol of our diversity, inclusiveness, and most important of all, our cohesion. We live this cohesion through our commitment and mutual respect, through our solidarity and our unity. This military presentation constitutes also the symbolic bridge across the Atlantic Ocean, joining North America and Europe in a common destiny and giving them a common purpose. Recognizing the flags of our 29 nations illustrates our commitment to defend together the values upon which the alliance is built: freedom, tolerance, democracy, and the rule of law. In front of these flags today, I could not evoke the commitment of our military without having a thought for those who have sacrificed themselves in all theaters of operations, in the name of solidarity among our countries, in the name of our alliance. And I would like to thank all the men and women from our nations who contributed to our peace, particularly those who shed their blood and risked their health and lives for our freedom, for your freedom and the freedom of your families, for your prosperity. This year's festival theme is a salute to the women of NATO. It symbolizes our great appreciation to the role and contribution of women, both in our armed forces and in our military families. This appreciation should resonate with everyone. That is why we made this topic the centerpiece of all of the festival's activities and events. From the Innovation Through Inclusion conference organized some weeks ago here in Norfolk, represented by ACT and Norfolk NATO Festival, to the Virginia International Tattoo. And I am particularly honored today by the presence of Congresswoman Elaine Luria and General Laurie Robinson. Thank you to you. I'm also particularly proud that this year, the ICT Outstanding NATO Civilian of the Year and the ICT Outstanding Junior Member of the Year are women. Innovation and inclusion are reality in Life.in.a transformation. Chief PT Officer Bernard Das, Mrs. Anna Ayers, and Master at Arms First Class Ariane Logan. Your presence in the official party of today's ceremony is a sign of our recognition to your outstanding service and dedication to enlightenment, transformation, and the mission of the Alliance. Well done. Today, the NATO service members and their families working at enlightenment transformation represent 36 allied and partner nations, and all of us are very proud to call Norfolk home. We are proud and grateful that the Governor of Virginia, Ralph Northam, recognized 4th April 2019 as the 17th anniversary of the establishment of NATO in the Commonwealth of Virginia. In part, that declaration reads, Norfolk, Virginia is proud to be NATO's home in North America. We also consider Norfolk our home, thanks to its vibrant arts and culture community, distinguished universities and educational programs, numerous recreational and shopping opportunities, as well as nearby beaches and the warm hospitality of its population. In Norfolk, we feel at home. The Norfolk NATO Festival and Parade of Nations is one of the most awaited annual events hosted by the city of Norfolk, but it also gives the NATO family a chance to give back and share our culture and appreciation with the local community. I express again my sincere gratitude to the Mayor of Norfolk, and with him to all the local civilian and military authorities, organizations, and individuals from the Hampton Road region. Thank you again to the Norfolk NATO Festival team. Thank you for your commitment to this year's NATO Festival, and thank you for your commitment to the value of the Alliance and to our bond that links both sides of the Atlantic. I also extend my gratitude to all women who contributed to our richness of our organization. And finally, I would like to thank everybody coming from far away to participate in this year's festival's activity. This evening, for example, at Virginia International Tattoo, we will welcome performers from the United States, Australia, Canada, Jordan, Romania, the United Kingdom and France, including the French Pacific Islander rugby team gathered from New Caledonia, Wallis and Futuna, and Tahiti. You are all invited to watch and hear them performing this evening at the Tattoo, and to the rugby match on Sunday, where they will play against the local rugby team, the Norfolk Blues. Ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to enjoy this year's Norfolk NATO Festival events. Thank you for your attention.
I can't even begin to tell you what an honor and how humbled I am to be included in the events this week. I know that how special this event is, and for the folks to reach out to me and ask me to participate means more to me than I can ever express. So if I get a little emotional, I ask that you bear with me on this. As a woman in the military, having had the privilege to raise my right hand to support and defend the Constitution of the United States for 37 years, I know I stand on the shoulders of giants. And I know that there's women out there that did things that I didn't do. And so if we could just, for one moment, give a big applause to all of them that allowed what happened for me. But what's going to happen for women in the future is just huge. So if we could say thank you to them. Now, I will say I have a very special affinity for NATO and for everything that we believe in our friendship and in our alliance. As an airman, as an unabashed airman, as an AWACS person, I realize the ties that we have with NATO. I was a commander twice at Tinker Air Force Base when we had Canadian crew members as a part of our team. It was awesome. It was just awesome. I have the privilege to go overseas and to visit and work with NATO AWACS and have all the AWACS folks over there and learn about how they do what they do each and every day. And that just solidified to me the bond across the Atlantic, the relationship with our friends and allies, and the importance of this alliance. But that never became more clear, more pure, more true than after 9/11, when Article 5 was invoked, and NATO AWACS came to the United States of America and flew over our country, protected our skies, and took care of us. And I can't think of any better way to say thank you, except for to talk about that. And to see all these uniforms from all the different countries, and the importance of this friendship, this alliance, this relationship, our protection and peace means more than you can ever begin to imagine. So from an airman, from somebody that has seen what you do and what we do together, up close and personal, all I can say is thank you. Thank you for today, thank you for the privilege to be here, and thank you for all you do each and every day around the world. Thanks.
Thank you, General Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, Chairman of the Norfolk NATO Festival, Mr. Simon Scott.
General Lanata, Mayor Alexander, General Robinson, NATO Festival Committee members, Virginia Arts Festival staff members, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my immense pleasure and distinct honor as chairman of the Norfolk NATO Festival to welcome you all to the Hill Plaza for this annual delight of sight and sounds that we call the NATO Festival flag raising. It is our privilege to celebrate NATO and its 29 member nations, but not just on an annual basis. Just as life is celebrated daily here in Norfolk, we choose to celebrate NATO daily. We also choose to acknowledge the contributions to our community made by the men and women of NATO along with their families. We choose to honor the sacrifices that they and their predecessors have made on our behalf. We choose to emphasize the incredibly positive impact that women in our respective militaries have made over time. We choose to express our gratitude for 70 years of unfailing service by the greatest, most successful political and military alliance the world has ever known. Capable of employing fearsome military power, NATO is in fact an instrument of peace that has ensured stability in Europe and around the globe throughout the last 7 decades. And although we are visible mostly at the NATO Festival during this solitary week of the year, you may rest assured that we here in Norfolk are in fact voicing our appreciation every day for what you do. We are in fact celebrating NATO daily. Now, we have a lot going on after and following today's activities. Please join us. I want a formal invitation to join us at 10 a.m. Saturday morning for the 66th Annual Parade of Nations down Waterside Drive, followed by the International Village in Town Point Park. And then Sunday evening, you might have heard, at 6 o'clock, the French Army of the Pacific rugby team will be taking on our own Norfolk Blues at Powhatan Field over by ODU. And all of that is free and open to the public, and we really want you to attend. And finally, the World Affairs Council is hosting a NATO Festival banquet Monday evening at the Main, starting at 6:30. Former Senator and current Ambassador Kay Bailey Hutchison will be our keynote speaker, and she will be bringing along 13 other ambassadors from NATO nations. And I urge you to go to hrwac.org to register and purchase tickets. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to enjoy the rest of our festivities. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Allied command transformation could not
afternoon, distinguished guests, sirs, moms, my fellow
Like the War of Independence, where it was buried in a field, and the Civil War, where it was hidden in a fireplace, it is a potent symbol of the resilience and survival of Norfolk. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Kenneth Alexander, Mayor of the City of Norfolk.
General Renata, Supreme Allied Commander Transformation, General Robinson, NATO Festival Ambassador Chief Petty Officer Bernie Gaff, Generals, Admirals, Congressman Scott, Congressman Loria, Treasurer Don Hester, my colleague Courtney Doyle, we welcome you to the opening ceremony of the 2019 NATO Festival. Thanks to the flag detail and flag bearers, the Fleet Forces and the U.S. Navy for the flyover of helicopters from Chambers Field at Naval Station Norfolk. What an exciting day for Norfolk and our NATO partners. Let me tell you, today, there are no more ardent supporters of NATO than the residents of the city of Norfolk. It is with a sense of pride and distinction that led us to organize the first festival in 1953. And it would be hard to imagine Norfolk without this annual rite on spring. This wonderful celebration is the longest continuously running festival in Hampton Roads, and it is the only one of its kind in the United States that honors the NATO alliance and its member nations. We cannot be more proud of that honor and distinction and to celebrate today the women of NATO. So, on behalf of all of us in Norfolk, let me extend best wishes to everyone and thank those who helped make this year's NATO Festival a wonderful and will be a memorable experience. Thank you.